Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I'm so happy you're here because today I'm going to be hosting a very special luncheon. One of my very best friends, Sharon, is turning 86 years old. I cannot wait to celebrate her today with a simple little luncheon, and she's also bringing her daughter Lisa, which is also one of my very best friends. I'm super excited to have them here today, and I also have some tips and tricks to make hosting a luncheon extra easy. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am all ready to get started on my truffles. I have everything measured out and it's ready to go. Now let's get busy putting this recipe together. The first thing I did was add my butter and white chocolate chips to this heat-proof bowl. I'm going to add my cream to this little saucepan and heat it till it starts to simmer. Once this heavy whipping cream starts to simmer, it'll get lots of little bubbles all around and start to get a little bit bubbly. Then I'll take it off the heat and pour it over the white chocolate chips and butter. Time to take it off the heat. We'll just pour this right over top the chocolate chips and butter. We'll get it stirred around until it all starts to melt together. I have softened my chips in the microwave with the butter for about 30 seconds right before I put in the cream. So that really helps it to be nice and soft and lets the cream work right along with melting it the rest of the way. Just stir it up really well until it's nice and creamy. Now that I have everything mixed together, I'm going to add in my lemon zest. And I'll have this full recipe listed below so that you can easily find it and make these lemon truffles yourself. And I'm going to add in our lemon juice. We'll get this mixed in, and at this time, if you'd like to add some food coloring, you can add a couple of drops of yellow food coloring. I want my little lemon truffles to be nice and bright, so I'm going to put a couple drops in. Just add 2 or 3 drops and mix that in. That'll give your little lemon truffles a brightness, a nice yellow lemony brightness. Okay, now I'm going to start putting in gradually our powdered sugar. This is the last of our powdered sugar. We'll get this all mixed in until it's nice and smooth. I've stirred it until all the lumps are out, and now I'm going to transfer this into a clean bowl. Once I get this in the clean bowl, I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator to chill for at least 2 hours, up to overnight. I'm making these the day before. My company will be coming tomorrow, but I don't want to leave too many things to do for tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and make these today and get them in the refrigerator and finish them off later tonight or in the morning. Now off to the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. I like to do as much the day ahead of time as I can. I'm already getting my potatoes washed so they'll be good and dry when I make my potato recipe tomorrow. While the lemon truffles are sitting up in the refrigerator, I'm going to get busy decorating the dining room. And just like that, I have the dining room all set up for the luncheon tomorrow. It's always great to set everything up the day before, so that way you don't feel rushed when you're trying to get your food all ready and get yourself ready as well. I have an assortment of different flowers and some little birds tied in with some green and white check ribbon to coordinate with the tablecloth. I also have some napkins, and I've tied them with a coordinating ribbon as well. Some little garden party plates. And I stuck some sprigs of ribbon in the top of these little flower vases with the flowers just to tie everything in together. I'll also be using this beautiful little cake tray that was a gift from my friend Sharon that's having the birthday. To tie in the rest of the dining room, I've added the same coordinating ribbon. I put a bow on the wreath and just a nice little coordinating ribbon on each lamp, and on this vase of flowers I added an extra long ribbon. This is how everything looks all tied in together. My truffle mixture has been in the refrigerator overnight. I set it out just a little while so that it could soften up and I could get busy and get scooping this with my little scoop. You can use anything you'd like, even just a spoon if you want to make a nice little ball. Then I'll take this and put it into the powdered sugar. And I'm just going to take a fork and toss it around in the powdered sugar. If you use a fork, you can pick it up and shake off the extra really easily. And now on to the next one. I'll just keep scooping until all of our batter is completely used up. To go along with the lemon truffles, I'm going to make some birthday sugar cookies. Time to get our cookies baked. My oven is already hot from baking my cookies, so I'm going to go ahead and get my potatoes ready to roast so I can put them right in the oven when the cookies come out. I've drizzled them with olive oil, and now I'm going to take a couple of big spoons and toss the olive oil all around on the little potatoes. I'm going to take some French fry seasoning, but you could use salt, pepper, anything you like, and just season your potatoes up. I'll toss this around and get them nice and seasoned. Now the potatoes are seasoned, and I'm going to get them on a baking tray. I just put a piece of parchment paper down so that they don't stick or make a big mess. I'll just pour them out, and now they're ready to roast. My friend Sharon absolutely loves potatoes of every kind. She'll especially love these beautiful colored little potatoes. I love to have a little hors d'oeuvre, an appetizer to serve my friends. So I have some cream cheese here in this bowl, and I'm going to go ahead and add in some garlic powder, some onion powder. This is always really great to do the day before. A little paprika, and I'm going to add some French fry seasoning. This is the same seasoning I'm going to use on my potatoes. It has a little bit of a saltiness, and it's really delicious. I'm going to take the back of a spoon and just start mixing this together. This is going to be the cheese ball that I'm going to serve tomorrow when my guests come. I'll have a cheese ball and crackers ready to go. If you make the cheese ball the night before and put it in the refrigerator, all the flavors blend together very nicely. They meld together, which means they all incorporate to make a wonderful, delicious, tasty cheese ball. Just use the back of your spoon and keep mixing. When you're done, you can roll it into a ball. Or you can make lots of little balls that are bite-sized as well. I've added in a little bit of grated cheddar cheese. This will give my cheese ball a very nice texture. Now that my cheese ball is all mixed up, I'm just going to take a small rubber little spatula, and I'm just going to scrape the edges and start forming the cheese ball into a nice little ball shape. This works really well. That way you don't have to handle it. You can just take your spatula and go right around and form it right in to that shape. This cheese ball only took just minutes to put together, but you have to remember to set your cream cheese out a little bit in advance so it softens up enough. And now, as you can see, we have a very nice ball shape. And I have a little plate here with some chopped up, some shredded cheddar cheese, and I'm just going to put the cheese ball right on top, and then just start picking up the cheese and pressing it right onto the cheese ball. My cheese ball is all done and ready to put in the refrigerator so that the flavors can blend together. I'll just cover it tightly with plastic wrap before I put it in the refrigerator, and then I'll take it out about an hour or an hour and a half before my guests arrive at the party tomorrow. That way it can soften up and they'll be able to easily get some cheese ball for their crackers. The birthday cookies just came out of the oven, and oh, do they ever smell amazing. Our roasted potatoes are all ready to go into the oven. I always love having take-home containers handy so that I can send treats home with my guests after they visit my home for any occasion. Now it's time to get our little sandwiches made. I'm going to use this container of crescent rolls. They also make this in one big sheet, which is so much nicer. However, my little grocery store did not have that. Just push the diagonal lines together and then take a big knife and cut this into 4 big pieces. My cutting board is not really big, so I'm gonna set, there we go. I'll set a piece aside and I'll just do 2 at a time. So that way you can see it much easier. So we'll go ahead and get these cut, laid out, and make sure you have them unrolled all the way. If you have the diagonal little perforated little line going down, just squeeze that together. Now we're just going to take some cheese and start layering on some cheese. I'm using Colby Jack cheese, but you could use whatever cheese you like. My friends really like turkey, so I'm going to be using turkey today. I'm just going to start taking the turkey and laying it right out across. I'm going to use about 4 slices on each one because we're going to be rolling it up just like this. And we have a very nice big log right here. I'm going to pull the dough right out to the ends, and then I'll go ahead and do the next one. And we'll do this with all 4 of these little sandwich rolls. I'm going to tuck the ends of the lunch meat in and the cheese just so it stays together. Just pull the dough right down and stick it right to itself. That way they don't come open and look messy. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to take a big knife and we're going to cut each roll into 3 pieces. So cut these into thirds. And I have a sprayed casserole dish right here. Just take your sprayed casserole dish and put the nice neat side, the nice clean side, put that up and put the rough textured side down. You can see the ends have a rough side. Just put that down so that all the sides will look nice and uniform together. And then just start arranging them in your sprayed casserole dish. I have melted some butter and I also put in some garlic powder and some parsley. I'm just going to take this, mix it up, and I'm going to brush it right over the top. Just baste all of your little sandwiches with this wonderful buttery garlic mixture, and the parsley gives it a beautiful little color. I've also made a little bit extra butter, melted butter with the garlic and parsley, because when my potatoes are all done, I'll pour this right over the top of my potatoes as well. While your sandwiches are in the oven cooking, it's a great time to quickly get all of those extra dishes washed up or loaded into the dishwasher. That way, when your guests come, all of the dishes are done and the kitchen is nice and clean. Make sure you leave enough time to get yourself ready for the luncheon. I have all of the gifts wrapped and ready for my friend's birthday. My friends and I live in the desert, so I bought this grouping of little cactus earrings I'm going to share with my friends today. There's a set for each of us, and I'll let everybody pick which one they like the best. I placed the earrings in a gift bag at each place setting. It's so nice to have a little gift to send home with all of my guests. Let's get our little turkey and cheese sandwiches into the oven. The desserts are all ready. The birthday cake sugar cookies and the lovely little lemon truffles. The roasted potatoes have just come out of the oven. They look and smell amazing. I'm going to pour the butter with the garlic powder and the parsley right over the top of the potatoes. Sharon and Lisa just went home from the luncheon. We all had such a wonderful time. Sharon loved her gifts, and we also enjoyed eating the food and visiting and talking and catching up. It's always great to get together with wonderful friends. I'm so glad you're here. I appreciate it so much. And I would be so honored and happy if you like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Happy birthday, Sharon.